Hey everybody, welcome back to this awesome epic channel. We got a bunch of goodies on the table, but before we get to this, please hit the like button, subscribe button, smash that notification bell button so you know when we post another one of these awesome videos. We got Daniel, James,
Jason.
Jason, awesome. So, how was your guys' weekend? Let's start there. How was your guys' weekend?
First, the three amigos are back. So
The three amigos are back.
that's right. What episode is this as well, too?
16, right?
Nope, 17.
17.
Oh, 17.
Yeah.
16 with Daniel, 17 total.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
But yeah, weekend was good. It rained, so the weather kind of stifles a little bit as far as like people coming in. So we were just kind of hanging out, just going through shop things, kind of coming up with ideas. We did go to a birthday. Shout out to Phil. He turned 50. So that was a great time, Phil. Thank you for the invite. We really appreciate the whole community. Phil and his wife actually owned a store called His and Hers. So shout out to them. But weekend was great, man. Had a really good time. How was yours?
Oh, mine was awesome. I just hung out at home, and then I went to the World Wildlife Zoo yesterday with the kids, so they kind of had a blast. That was
Which one?
Out west, the one way out.
the World Wildlife Zoo, the
Like-
one out there on like northern like
Northern,
199th Avenue.
Yeah, I think there's two though. The one out west has like the white tigers, and then there's another world.
I think that
Wildlife
one's the
That's up
African
north.
one.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
I think that's the African
Uh-huh.
something one, and then there's like the Arizona. There's a couple of them, but it was really awesome. Yeah, so I kind of just hung out and didn't really do much. What about yourself?
Yeah, we were partying, dude, on Saturday for Phil's birthday. Yeah.
Partying it up.
We're gonna talk to Phil though about getting out there. We got to show off his collection. So whenever he's ready, we're gonna do another one on site like we did with Nick. With That's Rad. Now that's rad.
Now that's rad.
Now that's rad. Last Thursday, which that video will be coming out in a couple weeks. But speaking of that, he was supposed to be our special guest, but we weren't sure how we're doing. Remember, we said we were kind of working out the particulars on how we're gonna do it. Well, we got enough footage and talked to him enough where we didn't need to have him on here. So that was, I said last week, a special guest, but unfortunately, we already did what we needed to do over there. We'll probably plan another trip to go out there after the video airs, and then give it a little time to finish up with him and ask him some questions and stuff like that. But so no special guests this week.
Like a follow up, or are you gonna do like a second video like at Rad's house?
Part two.
Yeah,
Part
part
two?
two.
Yeah, part two.
Because he started pulling out stuff at the end and we didn't even touch. So it's like, yeah, we'll do.
When is
part
that
two.
video gonna drop?
A couple weeks.
Oh, okay,
We got
sweet.
a lot of footage, so it's got to get edited and stuff like that. So we don't want to just throw it out there, of course.
So can you give like a little sneak peek? Like how was it? Can you just talk like for a moment, just so people know what we're looking forward to?
Yeah, so a lot of retro stuff, which is cool. A lot of 80s and 90s. He's into video games heavy and Ninja Turtles, so that'll be the bulk of it.
Nice.
But Melissa also has stuff she's into, so they're into retro stuff pretty much. So it was cool. Just his whole setup was cool. His townhouse was cool. Yeah, so we'll have him back out, but no special guests this week. And also, I wanted to comment on something that somebody pointed out to me today from the video that we just put out. They said it's not Rossathon, it's Roscon. And I was like, well, I heard people saying Rossathon and even like typing out as Rossathon, so but it is Roscon. But either way, it only happens once a year, so
But they're also doing that Walmart one right now.
yeah, but we're talking
Was that the
about,
Walmart con?
sure.
I don't know what it's called.
WallyCon?
I got a question. If it's Ross Con, what constitutes that it's a con?
I don't know.
Nothing does. That's
I
what I'm
just
saying.
wanna
Either
know.
way,
Yeah.
either way, it only happens one time a year. So
Okay.
whether it's Rossacon or Rossathon or Roscon,
Has
or
this been like an
Roscoe.
ongoing thing, or did they just start doing this?
It was my pet peeve. Remember?
Well, no, the Ross thing. The Ross
Yeah,
thing in general,
anytime they
yeah.
get new stock, like people
Ah,
are like
okay. I didn't-
Rossathon is what I was saying, but I did hear people say Rossathon. I
That's
didn't
the
make that
Target
up.
Target-thon is what you're probably thinking, right? Isn't that what they? Oh, the Holothon is what the Target
Holothon,
one.
but
Yeah.
that's why I think other people. I'm telling you, I heard people say this too. Like, okay, I might have been wrong, but I got it from people saying Rossathon. So, but either way, it only happens once a year, whatever you want to call it. So either way, knock it off.
Yeah, you heard it from him. Knock it off.
This is just some of the pickups we got this week. I like to show off, a mix of stuff we got. It's not all in the same collection, of course. We'll start off with this Turbo Man, just so we can get him out the way.
I'm trying to find a Turbo Man doll.
Me too.
Do you have any more in the back?
So Walmart exclusive reissue, right?
Yeah, it's a reissue, but it's still cool. People ask for it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the original one that goes for. I don't even know what the original one goes for now, but It's still a cool exact replica almost. So.
It's
Do
so
you have one of those?
this one.
Yeah.
The reissue.
Any of them?
No, I have I don't have the original one.
Yeah.
I did love that movie, but I never thought that I wanted to buy it. But this thing it's so ugly. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the movie
Yeah.
on VHS.
I definitely have that movie on VHS.
That's cool.
Yeah, Jingle All the Way. I love that movie.
It's cool that they made it, right?
Oh no, that
Yeah,
thing is
it's awesome.
ridiculously awesome.
Yeah.
The fact that they reissued it, just big enough fan base that people talk about that. It's great. Oh, we're grabbing these little guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them because they're kind of getting buried in the mix. Hopefully they're in frame.
For the people viewing, let us know in the comments if you know what this toy line is.
And the
Just
name.
The name
And
of
the
the toy
name.
line. And also who was the creator of them. Not like the designer
The
creator, but
manufacturer.
the manufacturer creator.
Okay, so I won't even say who they are, but some people were getting some feedback and they like to see some of the vintage stuff on here. So whenever we pick up some stuff, I'll definitely show the vintage. People love the new stuff, but
This guy's
also we got
strapped
people
with a
like vintage.
grenade.
Oh yeah, they come strapped with guns and backpacks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're
Do you
wild.
have them?
I don't have the accessories, unfortunately.
With the accessories, they're pretty rare, like 100% complete. One question: is this part of one of the lines that they're gonna be reproducing?
Without giving anything away, I do not think so.
Oh, I don't think so either.
That
but-
This
wasn't
thing
on the
is like
list.
it's so ugly. It's beautiful. I remember these.
Yeah, do you remember Army Ants too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't into. I remember them being out, but I can't say I actually had any. But I do remember them being out. I thought they were kind of dumb, but
Is
they
this
come
one
with like
squishy?
GI Joe accessories almost.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So a couple vintage pieces here for the food.
And this is stuff that you got in on the
guys.
collection, or this is what you got?
This came in a random collection where this guy had a whole bunch of like just random kind of vintage stuff.
Vintage.
But these were like a few of the better pieces out of it.
Nice. And that was the only two?
These are only two food.
Oh, okay.
The only two guys we got. in there, so. Put them aside, but that was kind of cool. Next, I guess we'll get
Do
into
this guy. Do this awesome
this one
guy.
first?
Yeah.
We'll do this guy next. This one we did get a shipment. It's a Syndicate Collectibles. They're fairly new on the game. I know they branched off from another company and started their own thing. So I did get a shipment in from them. This is the Killer Clowns from Outer Space Shorty boxing puppet.
And we're not going to do an opening on this thing. This thing's pretty awesome.
wanna-
Look at
If
that
someone
thing.
wants to buy it and let us open
Okay.
it, definitely. But I'm not
Come
trying
in,
to
pick it up so we
yeah.
can do an unboxing.
I'm not trying to keep stuff. So it is cool looking. Anything Killer Clowns is pretty dope. They did this one, and I believe the first ones that they did, I think they did a Pumpkinhead one. Like, that was kind of their first stuff they put out from what I
But Killer
remember.
Clown wise, was it like,
Yeah.
is this the first go at this?
Yeah, they have Shorty, and then now I think they just had maybe Slim. There's another one that they just announced, or they might even have it in stock. But this was the first one that I ordered, so I might have to look into ordering the other ones.
Dude,
What's the
that's
cost
awesome.
on that right there?
This one's $55.
55.
Yeah, but the face looks good though. It's pretty cool. It's nice collectible if you need Killer
That's
Clown
pretty-
stuff. Yeah.
That's
we'll-
a cool piece.
We'll do this bad boy real
Yeah,
quick.
I'll let you open that one. Same thing. That
Oh.
one is Syndicate Collectibles as well. Their new Howling stuff. They kind of
It's interesting. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. It's
ultimate. It's ultimate type style, I guess. Box. We'll see. We'll compare it to the NECA one when that comes out. But the cover looks great. I mean,
the
everything's
cover
cool.
looks
Yeah.
good. I don't like that his mouth doesn't move. You know what I mean? But it does look like he's got multiple points of articulation, multiple hands.
Some people though might like it with the jaw. We were talking about it off
Yeah,
camera. With
well,
Edgar.
yeah.
He said he likes it because some people don't want to have the jaw hinge either showing. So I get the extra head now that he pointed that out. I'm
Real
like,
quick,
that
tell me
makes
about
sense.
this company because you were telling me off camera, but I
From
wasn't
what,
sure.
Yeah, from what I remember,
I thought it was NECA, but it's not.
yeah, Syndicate Toy or Collectibles, Toy NK I think is the company that like distributes them. Toy NK because that's what all their stuff is under. This is a brand that's under that. I believe they were the guys from Soda Toys way back in the day, and then they turned into some other company. But I think some of the guys branched off from what I remember looking into it when they first announced stuff. But they're gonna be doing Bloodsport stuff. They're gonna be doing a lot
If
of
they ever
licensed
get
stuff.
that out the door, right?
Yeah, but again, they're a smaller company, so it's probably gonna take them longer to get stuff out, which is understandable. So yeah, now we're gonna get into some import stuff here.
Did you order these, or did
I
these
did
come in
order
as
them.
a...
They're from overseas. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They've been taken off already too.
Yeah, they're good. A lot of people ask for these. They did. What's the other 1/18 scale that's similar to these? But this is Acid Rain. So they're little 1/18 scale. They have their own little story and stuff. These are Steel Sandstorm version of these characters. I can't really tell you much about them.
You haven't seen any open?
Yeah, I've seen them open before. Not these ones, but I've seen the 1/18 stuff made by.
They kind of remind me of like the Mega Block Halos.
Yeah, oh, they're
You know what I'm talking about?
They're
just a
better
bigger
detailed.
version.
Yeah,
you know
they're
what I mean.
way
That's what they
better
remind
detailed.
me of.
They're way better detailed though.
You know, they're just because
They're just a small scale.
those come with like a little Halo guy and a bunch of weapons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and
But-
multiple points of articulation.
Yeah, they look cool. Yeah.
AcidRainWorld.com if you want to learn their story, because I think they tell their whole little story on there.
And what do these go for?
These are 50 a piece.
Oh, okay.
But they are imports. Yeah.
50 a piece?
They're good though. People
Oh,
like
okay.
them.
No, you don't have any open?
Highly articulated. I don't have any of those open.
Oh, it does come with like multiple accessories. There's like at least 10 things on there.
And it has a plastic, almost like a Foot Locker, where you keep all the stuff in there.
Oh wow, that's pretty awesome.
We might get to opening one. I don't know. We'll see. But right now
Detail's
we just
good,
got them in.
too.
Yeah, details real good on them. The scale is whatever. I'm not a 1/18 guy, but whatever. I mean, people seem to like them. The more accessories you can get for not having to do a bigger figure, I guess. So,
Sweet.
yeah. So
We're blowing these out. We're just moving along right here. Let's go to the next
come
one.
to the shop to check them out if you want. Yeah, but we have them in stock right now. This one is the last one I have. So I had 3 each of the Maulers, and then 3 each of Rexplode.
Like separately, individually?
They came like in a case, but you 3 to a case.
Gotcha.
They were an assortment. This one you pretty much need the Mauler. You need 2 of them
to complete.
to have them because they come with the extra head. So I didn't think about that when I ordered them, but. So we only have 1 Mauler left. They're fine for what they are. I mean, they're Diamond Select, so they're not going to be known for their articulation. Their articulation is getting better on the stuff, the Diamond Select toys.
It's just, I just don't like the way they look.
Yeah, they're fine. The face sculpts are great. The bodies, like I said, it's Diamond Select. So just to have some Invincible toys out there at a reasonable price, you know, they're pretty cool. Nobody else is really doing them. Like
how much are
Farman
these?
was doing them. This one they're 35 because they're considered.
They did
35
move fast.
Well,
They moved
35 for
really
2
fast.
figures is
Yeah.
actually a really good price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say like $60
No.
or.
They're considered. See, they all say deluxe, like action figures. So they're all they all come with multiple accessories. Like Rexplode comes with like his multiple. They don't show it on the box, but he has like the exploding hands and all that. Multiple heads. Next week I'll be getting in Robot and Adam Eve. So it'll be an assortment of them too.
Real quick, since we're on the Invincible subject, we don't have to go into spoilers because we don't know if everyone's seen it. But did you watch the season finale? Did you watch Invincible? Did you start it yet? I know you
Not
said
yet.
you might.
Last show, I was saying I was gonna get on. I started watching some other recommendations this week, so I'll start it next week. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
You got time because
Yep.
the season just ended. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next season. Without spoilers, did you enjoy it? Would you recommend
I did.
it?
We talked about some stuff off camera, what we liked and didn't like about it, which we won't get into.
Yeah,
spoilers.
absolutely. But yeah,
I'm sad that it's going to be another year before I can watch more, so I might have to just go back and.
just rewatch it.
Rewatch it,
I don't know if
yeah.
you guys heard that they also did announce that the next season is going to be completely original. It's not going to base anything from the comic book. So
Not any. It's not.
no, they
anything
said
from it?
none at all. They said the whole season is going to be original.
Okay.
So I mean, it's nice not knowing what's going to happen because I read the books, or the comic books, but it's also kind of like, what if they ruin it? You
They
know
kind
what I
of
mean?
did that with The Walking Dead, though. Remember, they started going off of. Well, I don't know if you read The Walking
Oh,
Dead.
I did. Yeah, I read it.
But you know what I mean? They kind of
yeah.
went off and they jumped stuff quicker. They got to stuff quicker than what the book.
Like
did.
on
It seemed
Invincible,
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
they're moving things
Yeah.
around so much. But I mean, I don't hate it. You know
No.
what I mean? Because it's something a little bit different. But it's like, changing the whole story, like a whole season. I'm kind of like,
Like I said, it's one of my favorite shows on right now, like cartoon or, superhero, but anything. Like I
Yeah.
just think it's good storytelling for what it is. Definitely pretty cool. James needs to get on it. I'm gonna start watching probably from the beginning again just to see what I missed, maybe, since it's been like 4 years since the first one came out.
Yeah.
so.
Have we talked about this on the show yet? Is that a Robert Kirkman?
it is Invincible. Yeah, same guy who did like
Creator.
The Walking Dead and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
He started
like
doing
that.
it like shortly after The Walking Dead, right? Because it wasn't before Walking Dead. I remember it popping out like because he
I
was
think
doing
it
all that.
was
He was
right
doing
after
like
The
Battle
Walking
Pope
Dead,
and all that
yeah.
stuff before. This was like maybe a few years after. We could look it up, but it's definitely like that early 2000s, mid 2000s.
I have the whole original series.
The figures?
No, the
Oh.
comic run. Yeah.
Yeah, let me borrow it.
No. You can look at it, but I don't even open it.
I just watch comics. I just watch some stuff.
Well,
on
yeah,
YouTube.
there's so much stuff available online to look at. I don't even look at half my comic books anymore. I just go online and read them because
You
I don't want to
wanna
touch them. I
mess-
don't want to ruin them. And it's like, you never know because
Yeah.
one minute it's like $5, the next month it's like $1,000, and you're just like, my fingerprints are all over it.
Like Walking Dead #1.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so crazy.
How
yeah.
many
This
issues?
year was 2003.
Okay. So it might have been
2003.
before. Because what can you see when Walking Dead was? It might have
Yeah.
been before Walking Dead. Because Walking Dead was right around that time.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty
Because
close.
it was 2003, and I believe it ended in 2015 or 16. Because
Walking Dead was also around 2003.
Oh, so
Yeah.
they came out around the same time. See, I thought this was a little later because I figured that's when he got his break. Because I know he was doing, like I said, Battle Pope, and then what were the other ones that had Brit in it? Remember the one that had...
yeah, I remember all those random ones. It was
Yeah.
kind of like he was
Yeah.
just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see which one would stick.
Yeah, but this was one of his more successful ones. It picked up a lot of steam this season because
Oh, yeah,
people
the
didn't really
ratings
talk
went
about
up.
it. Like I would try to talk about it with people, and like a lot of people didn't see it. But now we get people in every day, and they have you seen it? Did you see it? Like everyone knows about it now, so it's
Like
kinda
they're all
cool.
late to the party.
Everyone except for
It's
me.
fine.
No, you'll like it.
Yeah.
If you seen The Boys,
No.
He still hasn't seen that either.
Mm-mm.
okay.
But it was kind of like me. I didn't get into like Game of Thrones till like season 4. People kept telling me about it, and I'm like, eh. And then finally, I like let me watch it, and then I was hooked after that. So.
Speaking of watching stuff, I watched the whole Common Side Effects. You
Okay.
should watch that. I think you will like it. That show is really good.
I almost did because I saw it on there. I was like, should I jump into this?
Jump into it because it's like 10 episodes,
Okay.
but they're 22 minutes long, and that I
Perfect.
think it's
Yeah.
beautiful. You should probably try it too. I think you would really like it.
What is that on?
It's on
Max.
HBO Max.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I got that.
But it's just they're really funny. A lot of it has to do with music. There's a lot of music entwined because there's two
I'll dig that.
characters
Yeah.
that specifically listen to music while they're doing stuff. So like every time they're on scene, there's a different song, or they talk about it briefly.
That's
I think
cool.
you would like that. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
How many issues were like how you have the books?
Uh-huh.
How many books do you have out of the Invincible collection?
He said the whole.
Well, I
movie.
have the
Yeah.
original.
So how many?
I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Like 20,
no,
50?
no, because it went for several years. I think it's like 170.
You
or-
have them all?
Yeah, because I started doing Invincible. I started reading Invincible as they were coming out and
Okay.
running. So it's like that one was one of my favorite. I do not have all of the Walking Dead, but I do have like a big
The
chunk.
omnibus.
No, I
Wow.
have a big chunk of like the original 3 years.
Do you have
of, like,
1 through 10?
I do have 1 through 10. Yes, of the original Walking Dead because
First print?
yes, yeah.
That's cool.
I was a huge fan of that stuff because
Yeah.
Resident Evil, Parasite Eve. I don't know if you remember those zombie mutated
Barely, yeah.
biohazard games and stuff like
Yeah,
that. I remember
yeah.
all of that stuff. Yeah.
Here's the big question. Have you ever met Robert Kirkman?
No, have you?
Yeah, we got the picture
Oh,
on the wall right there.
okay.
We do have to tell the story, the unedited story. Tell
Yeah.
it. It's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a story.
Unedited?
James
No, you
used
said unedited. I was like,
to- well because there's
Yeah.
some language in there, but
Yeah.
James used to do Comic Cons a lot, so I let him tell the story because James was working with a company. They
you fight
had a
him.
crew. It,
He drops
no,
the hammer.
it wasn't
on-
even Kirkman. It's actually a story you'll like.
He's like
'cause
Kirkman, eat it.
it
Uh,
involves one of your idols. So.
so
the Todfather? No, sorry.
yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
So watchers, parental advisory. Just one portion of it's gonna just have some language. So the story goes, it's around 2007, 2008, circa. Phoenix Comic Con was held in Mesa, Arizona, at their convention center, which is not that big. It's not a huge building like they have now where they're downtown Phoenix. And Robert Kirkman is pretty much at the height of The Walking Dead. It was the biggest, I would say the biggest superstar in the genre at the time coming into town. So, Stan Lee hadn't really came here on a big scale yet. Kirkman comes, it's a big ordeal. At the time, we were working on we were working for a video game art company, Burst Online, and we were also working on a comic book. Shout out to the Oddity Commodity guys. And we get set up in Comic-Con where Robert Kirkman is in our same row, like 3 tables down. So every person that waited in that line had to pass by our booth to get to his booth.
What was in your booth? Do you remember?
We were selling artwork. We were pitching our comic book. We were promoting I believe at the time we were also promoting like our the the video game art for the company.
Nice.
If I'm not mistaken, it might have been the year after that. But either way, we were pitching our comic book. We were doing artwork and stuff, and
so they ran that line right by your booth.
everybody stuck in line had to talk to us because they were standing there for a good while.
That's awesome.
So we get to talking to Robert Kirkman and everybody else that's there, and at the end of the show, we did a specific print for our Oddity Commodity guys, which it's shown in the picture, but Robert Kirkman has it. It was our character Oswald as a zombie, and at the end of the show, and Todd McFarlane was there. I can't forget about the Todd father. I'm sorry, Todd. Huge. I really like Todd McFarlane. Call him the Todd father. He was there as well too. Kirkman is done. He's done signing. We're all done. We're in the Comic-Con's kind of. It's all wrapping up. We're in the back of the building. Their hotel is connected to the building, so we're back there talking to them. And some of the guys from Oddity Commodity start asking them, "Hey, give us some tips. Let us know what it takes to, get some insight into how these things happen." And Robert Kirkman was like the nicest guy. He's talking to us. We present him this print, and he takes
That's the one that he's holding.
and he doesn't throw it away. Like he doesn't. Oh, what is this garbage? And he took it, and we somebody in the group. There was like 5 of us. We're all talking, and everyone starts getting really comfortable, and he's like, "Let's take a picture." So my buddy Steven, professional photographer, snaps this photo, the one here. There's another photo that happens right after that where the Todd father comes and he photo bombs the picture, and he jumps up in the back of the photo, and he's just like...
Do you have that at home?
You know what? I'll have to get a copy of it. I don't have a physical, but we do have the digital copy of it for sure.
That's awesome.
I'll see if I could get that before we post it, if not in a future episode. But so now we're talking to Todd McFarlane and Robert Kirkman, and we're young. We're real young. And they're so nice. They're being very hospitable, telling us not to beat it and get out of here and stuff. So somebody has the bright idea to ask Robert Kirkman and Todd McFarlane if we can hang out. So Todd's like, "No, guys, we gotta go. Like we're and somebody screams out from the back, explicit language, "Man, fuck you, Todd."
What are your friends?
Somebody, I don't know who it was. But everyone starts looking around like, who's the culprit that just disrespected this man? We were all like, just what? And in the melee of everyone like just being discombobulated, they snuck off and
You said he rushed out of there.
rushed
he,
him
grabbed
out.
Kirkman, was
Todd
like, "Let's go."
McFarlane got Robert Kirkman and just rushed this dude out, like, got him out of there. And we were like, who just blew the biggest, like,
But
you
guys
time?
were like hanging out,
like,
getting along, vibing.
Who said that? Yeah.
Did you ever find out who said it?
No, because nobody would
Nobody
admit
fessed
to
up.
it, because it just like came out of nowhere.
Was it one of the people in this picture?
There was one other person, the cameraman, obviously, but one of those people, somebody in that group, But no, shout out to Robert Kirkman, Todd McFarlane, another person that we did meet and later on, become friends with and stuff. He wasn't at this one, but it was we just said his name.
Steigerwald?
Yeah, Peter Steigerwald. Yeah, colorist with
At the time it was like Top Cow or Aspen.
Aspen. Yeah, so Shout out to Michael Turner. I never got to meet Michael Turner, by the way. That was my top. My top 3 artists is I like Michael Turner. I like
Fazetta?
Mark Silvestri and Frank Fazetta. Those are my top 3.
And you met 2 of them?
2 of them. Never got to meet Michael Turner, and unfortunately he passed away. Had a chance to meet him. Ending to that story though, we did get invited by Todd McFarlane to do his one and only Image Con that took place in Long Beach, California, slightly after that. So we did get a.
Did you guys know each other at this time?
No.
I
wish
was
we
going
did
to that stuff,
Yeah.
but he was actually working on it, and like
Yeah.
I would go to them, but I probably
As like a
seen
fan?
him. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I wasn't doing anything in the industry or anything like that. So
I wish we did though, because like I always say that, but hindsight is 2020. But we had so much in common, and we would see, we would be at the same places
we
and
did
stuff.
toy
and,
shows together
Yeah.
for a long time.
But did know each other?
We probably crossed paths, but yeah, it was never.
And Jason worked on a comic book as well, so that was the weird kind of thing too. That we both were part of like the. So this is the retail side of it. We
Yeah.
were also part of like the production side of the culture.
What was the name of your comic book? We should show a picture of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll show it.
We'll put it up screen.
I put one out. So I had this plan. I had stuff written out. They used to do this thing called Amazing Arizona Con here, and they only did it a couple years for some reason. I don't know why. I signed up to do that one because I want to start promoting like my books and stuff.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get something out quick because the other stuff was going to take longer to do. So I just did one. The first one's Polar Bear Zombie. And I was planning on doing that con, but then I started working for the post office, and that just deaded any time I had. So that was kind of the end of me pushing anything.
All creativity dies when you get the 9 to 5 soul sucker.
Back up in your ass with the resurrection. Is the group harder than an erection that shows no affection? They want to ban us on Capitol Hill, cause it's down with the.
So I said my top 3 artists. Who's your top 3 artists?
When it comes to like just comic books or just
It could be because Frank Fazetta, yes, he did some sort of comics,
Yeah.
but not like known for comics.
top 3 off the top of my head in the moment. I would have to go Frazetta, Todd McFarlane, and J. Scott Campbell. Yeah, those would be like the top 3 that I always like look for, go to. I love their art. Yeah.
Jason?
That's hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Because now I'm thinking about like Geiger. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's
Yeah.
so yeah. No, I know. I already said mine, but I'm like my brain is just like going now because I'm
Yeah.
like there's so many good ones. But yeah.
Yeah, these might not be my favorite. I mean, they're just ones I know, like growing up, like Todd McFarlane. I loved his Spider-Man stuff and what he was doing. John Byrne stuff. It was so like distinctive, like kind of what you could tell it was his art and stuff he was doing, like Alpha Flight and Fantastic Four and stuff like that for comic book art. Yeah, I'd have to say like top dudes, like not to steal from you guys, but I like the fantasy art too. So like Frazetta was good. Boris is a ripoff though. You always say of.
Is it Vallejo?
It's Vallejo. It's Vallejo.
Vallejo, Boris
So
Vallejo.
I like some of the fantasy stuff like that, but comic book, yeah, Todd, him, and I'm sure there's other ones like I'm missing. I like
There's
the dude,
so many
Was
of
it? Was it? Is it Ryan Otley that does? Was he the? No, who's the one that did the art for like Walking Dead and stuff? Like that was pretty cool. What's his
I
name?
can't
Was
think
cool?
of it,
Marvel
yeah.
Zombies, dude.
Oh,
Zombie.
Jim Lee. I
Arthur
mean, there's so
Sudan.
many artists.
Yeah,
can't
Jim
can't
Lee,
forget
yeah.
Jack Kirby. That's
Jack Kirby, yeah.
Jack
See,
Kirby.
this is what I'm talking about.
obviously.
Yeah, so I couldn't really
Yeah.
like pick. That would be like my movies. Depends on what mood I'm in or who comes to mind.
Yeah, those are the first 3, so it's like there's so many of them. It's
So
like,
many.
They all
Steve
contributed
Ditko
in
was,
so
like,
many
the original
ways.
Yeah, Steve
Yeah.
Ditko was doing the Spider-Man stuff.
Obviously, the father-son duo.
Frank Miller.
Oh, Frank Miller,
Yeah.
definitely.
Frank Miller back in the day.
Yeah,
Frank
back-
Miller now. I don't know what.
We don't know what's
going
happening.
on.
Yeah. Who's the guy that was doing Daredevil?
That's Frank Miller.
He's the
Oh,
one
you're
that
talking
turned.
about,
this
Before.
father and son, like
Yeah, damn it.
uh,
Now you got me. Because they did the schools and stuff.
it was
Adams? No.
not Neil Adams. Neil Adams
Neil
is
Adams
dope
had his
too.
son too.
Yeah, Neil Adams is
Father and
dope
son
too.
team that did Daredevil though.
Maybe it's
Romita? You talking
Romita, John
Oh,
Romita,
okay.
and John Romita Jr. There you go.
I like John.
Shout out to Daryl.
John Romita Jr.'s got a different style. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah. I was gonna say there was one more. When I was also working at a FedEx office, I worked with a guy, and he was our supervisor. and this guy never once talked about artwork, never once flexed any kind of I do this, I'm working on this. And I worked with this guy for at least 2 years, and at the end of he was already leaving. It was like his last two, or like say he put in his last 2 weeks, or of his notice for putting in work where he's leaving. Come to find out, this guy's an artist. And I'm like, no way. I'm like, let me see you draw something. And he's like, cool, what do you want me to draw? And I was like, draw a Ninja Turtle.
Did he do it? Was it like super awesome?
Oh, it's amazing. It was amazing. Come to find out, he actually works for Marvel right now. Like, I started seeing more of his work, and then I pop up to Comic-Con, and I'm walking around Comic-Con, and I see him sitting there. And
he had a little booth and all is all set up, and you're like, what?
I'm like, yo, you're doing published books for Image and Marvel, and so his name is Scott Godlewski. So
yeah.
shout out to Scott Godlewski. He was my supervisor. And oh yeah, by the way, so I'm this young guy bragging about how we do comic books and
Well,
how
didn't
we're
you draw for Marvel? Didn't you?
we did sketch cards for Marvel. The page that we were working on, it never came out. Like, we never got the actual print side. The one things that we did get production rights for was a image book that got funded through like we just.
But you
did the
actually
artwork.
did the cards, right? You
Yeah,
did
the
this-
insert cards that go
Yeah.
into like the packs. But I think my more notoriety came from working for that video game art
But you
company.
got to give yourself credit where credit's due. You put out a comic
Yeah.
book. You
Oh,
put
yeah,
out, you
that
know
was
what
the
I
big-
mean?
that was
you
the
did
biggest
Marvel
thing.
cards.
That
It's
was
like,
what we wanted to
you
do.
owned a toy
Yeah.
store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that shit's awesome.
Yeah, working for the video game art company though was top notch. That was insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I
so
remember you telling me. Yeah.
Published rights in a video game is a pretty big deal, and that was already right when we got started.
What was the
So,
game?
It was called Burst Online, and it was the company, and War Mage Battlegrounds was the video game, and it's one
Did
of
you know
those.
that?
Yeah, he has artwork.
Yeah.
He never showed you his book.
It's
He showed me some stuff, but I mean, you've told me the story about it.
Yeah,
It's just like
yeah.
you don't remember everything, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. Like, the experience was very, very, very in the moment. Like, I already knew that it wasn't gonna last forever, so I kind of absorbed all of that, like me being so excited about doing this and being a part of it, that I just knew, like, all good things don't last. So I really took in the time, because when it ended, I was like devastated, because that was like one of the best jobs you can ever get. And shout out to everybody that we met. Oh, another guy, my art director for that, his name is John C. Boyens. He works out in Texas. Man, I'm so glad all the information is coming where I'm not getting hung up on it. But John, my art director through Burst Online, he's released books, and this is really dope. He got the rights to do the Frank Frazetta. It was like this cowboy, and it was put out by Image, but he was working on Frazetta books for Image, all the artwork on those.
That's pretty fucking. That's
That
awesome.
It was like called Gunslinger. or
Gunslinger,
something.
that's what it was.
Yeah,
Yep.
you had a book signed by him.
Yeah,
I
a
think
couple.
we sold it.
Yeah, we sold them here at the shop. I had to let some people get those joints, but that was so much fun. Like, I love art, I love music, I love toys. Like, this is all something that just revolves in our life, like, every day. Like, it's not even a job. It's just like coming in to like, good times. You know what I mean? One more thing then,
Yeah, go
since
ahead,
we're
keep
on,
rolling.
since we're on, just because there's so many stories that you could say about these things. Meeting Mike Minola.
You met him?
Yeah.
Did you meet him in Mesa?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
when I
telling
met
you.
him. We were
Yeah.
there the same.
Yep.
'cause I met him in Mesa
But
too.
Yep.
but you guys didn't know each other. That's
No,
cool.
no,
Yeah.
that's the craziest part is everywhere, same place, just like one step ahead of each other, like one.
It's almost like you guys were
away.
paths were meant to
Yeah.
cross. You know
Pretty-
what I mean?
pretty
Because you're
much.
always basically in the same circuit, same crowd.
Yeah.
You just didn't meet.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were driving yesterday when we left the shop, and me and my buddy Diego were going to go dig for some records, and we're driving by the post office, and I was like, "Yo, this is the first place I ever met Jason." I met him up for some toys at the parking lot in the post office, and we just started talking like right there. I was in his trunk, like just getting my bag.
Looking like something else illegal's going on. You're just like, what is this?
Well,
What
no,
are you-"
that was like the first time we were talking. Though.
That's what I
But
mean,
You
yeah.
did
Yeah.
come to my first toy show, and you were messaging me ahead of time, like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm gonna be. I can't set up because I got a gig or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there." And sure enough, you were like one of the first ones
Yeah.
in line. You and Mask. I
Yeah,
remember.
I think
being
when
in
I say
line.
meet, it's like
Yeah.
where we started talking.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the show, this is skipping around. We'll get back to Mike Manola, but skipping around, when I met Jason, he he was doing what is essentially the Epic Toy Show now, and it was like the very first one, and I was like, I'm on, sign me up, we're there. Well, I ended up having a gig for the DJing, and I had to tell him, hey, I can't set up, hey, like, don't count me out though. I'll go to the next one, and I'm still gonna attend the show.
Knowing you were probably just like, yeah, whatever.
No, because he
But
didn't.
not in a
really-
bad way, but
yeah.
he kind of just
Yeah,
like brushes it off, like,
well,
you know.
a lot of
fully
people,
commit.
yeah,
He kind of
yeah.
like he didn't say save me a table. He just said,
Yeah.
I'll try to get in. But he was straight up with me, like,
Yeah.
I can't make,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely gonna show up to buy some stuff because
Yeah.
he had his eye on some stuff too. What did I have like?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't
like
hold your
Flintstones
breath.
figures?
You know how he
No.
doesn't hold his breath when people say they're going to show up or something, like, you kind of just take a lean back and you're like, if you come,
Yeah.
you come.
No, but everybody gets one chance too.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
they start doing it and it's a pattern, then that's when I have like an issue and I'm like, well, I don't even want to deal with people. But you know what I mean? Because you do that and you always give people some leeway. But
Also, we were dealing with some stuff we won't talk about, but there was like some issues going on, so a lot of people were pulling out on him.
Oh, it's the
So
first
that,
show.
Yeah, that was a problem, and we talked about it. So I went because I wanted these Funko Pops that he have. I know Funko Pops, like it was just they were at
the
the
time,
time. It
yeah.
was these Flintstone ones, and I thought they were really cool. So I was like, "Yo, I'll be there for them," because I told him I was gonna buy them. And then this guy, not knowing, he had all these Ninja Turtles in a bin, and I'm just like digging through these Ninja Turtles, and he had it's like it's either the outer space one or it was like a marine. It was a rare Ninja Turtle, and he had it for like $5, and I was like, oh, so I'm taking that, And then later on, I told him, hey, did you know that was worth like, $30-$40? And he didn't care, but I was just like, oh, I'll take that. And so that was the first interaction. That was like when we really started kind of coming up with ideas and getting together. And then so fast forwarding back, or not even fast forwarding, rewinding backwards to the Mike Manola story. We get in there because we're setting up our booths, we're showcasing our art, we're in early. Mike Manola was charging, so this is the era when people were charging for autographs. Like, it was a new thing. I don't know if you know this. Like, I don't know if
I
you
mean,
were
they charge for
going,
autographs and photos and everything now.
Yeah.
but
Well,
before,
yeah, but for that one
Yeah.
they were charging, but they were doing it for that Heroes Initiative thing. So they had the
Yeah.
jar out there. You kind of donated. Like,
yeah, whatever you wanted to pay.
Yeah, because George Perez was there too.
Yep.
But it was weird because there was
Yeah.
no lines for these guys. Some guys there was.
Yeah.
George, I walked up and had him sign some books and stuff, gave
Yeah.
him whatever the donation. But
Yeah.
go back to the McNulty.
So back in the day, you used to be able to go to Comic-Con and the autographs were free. Nobody was charging. Like
Donation or just
No-
not charging
nothing.
at all?
This one they did
Like-
donation for that Hero Initiative, but the one he's talking about, like, because they were trying to push their own stuff, so it really
Yeah.
wasn't about like you had to pay them. Like they were trying to push whatever they were working on.
yeah,
Oh.
like you would buy something from them, but they weren't like charging for their
Like
autograph.
flat out, like, here,
Yeah.
I need $50 if you want me
Yeah,
to sign
like
this.
you could bring up anything and they'll sign it and they'd be like, "Thank you, thanks for the
Yeah,
support."
or you just buy their book, like
Yeah.
James said, wherever their new book is, and they'll
Yeah.
sign it for you.
And so I'm like, "Yo, Mike Manola's charging. Like I'm gonna get him early." So I set up the booth and everything, and I had the Kid Robot, Hellboy that was it was a blank, and I painted it, custom painted it, super cool. So I like run over there real quick, and then I stop running and I start walking, and then I'm like, "Hey, how you doing, Mike? What's going on?" He's all, "Hey, what's up?" And then I fix my badge that says like it says like
Vendor or
professional.
something. Oh, okay,
Professional.
okay.
Yeah, it's like professional, so that you're an artist or whatever. And I'm like, hey, I'm just a fellow artist. You know, I'm over here. I know things are gonna get crazy. Would you mind signing this for me? He's like, yeah, sure, man. What is it? And then he's all, oh, the Kid Robot. He's all, and then I was like, yeah, I painted it. And he already started opening it. And he's like, oh, wow, man, this is really cool. So he's like, where do you want it signed? I was like, wherever you want. And he's like, you want it on the fig? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm like.
Do you still have it?
No, actually, Danny from man, I can't believe I can't think of the name. The other shop,
Triforce?
Triforce. Danny from Triforce got that piece. I pretty much it was like a collab that we did on 2 figures. One was a Simpsons Kid Robot, the Bart Simpson, and we turned it into a zombie. And Danny does all this cool. He was like a customizer, so we kind of went in on both of those. So he ended up getting the Hellboy, but yeah, that was just another cool story. Meeting those guys, having fun. Comic-Con was always a good
Did
time.
he charge you?
No.
He just signed it.
He
didn't
signed
charge
it and
you?
was like happy. Started talking to me. I started talking to him about Hellboy, like just chatting it up real quick. Didn't want to take up too much of his time because I was appreciative for what he did. Plus, I had to get back. But a lot of good interactions like that. I'll tell some more later.
Yeah.
Let me tell my mic.
No, you said you wanted to go. Yeah.
Well, so the lines weren't big, so I had a couple people maybe in front of me, and I wanted to get something signed by
For
him
what?
too.
For who?
For Mike.
Okay. Same.
So I couldn't find anything cool really, but I found it was like a trade paperback. I think it was Seeds of Destruction. I think was the one. So I was like, well, I'll have him sign this because I couldn't really find anything. I'm waiting in line, so I'm just trying to get an autograph. So I was going to pay him a donation for the autograph. Well, the dude in front of me goes, "Hey, can you do a sketch on here?" So I'm like, "Fuck! If he's gonna get a sketch, I'm gonna get a sketch." So
Was this the same show by chance?
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
It was in
Yeah.
Mesa, so that was like 2007 for sure.
See,
that one.
yeah, so it's within those 2 years.
I know. I remember that because it was like one of their first ones they did there. But and they had the preview night. It was like Thursday, and I went there, and then Friday. But anyway, so I go up. I'm like, he signs it or whatever, and then I'm like, can I get a sketch? And I can kind of tell he didn't really want to do it, but he goes, yeah. And so he did it on the inside of the page. He did like a quick Hellboy sketch. And I forget what.
Do you still have that?
No.
No.
At one point, I started selling all my stuff off just because I wasn't into it. And that book, without a COA or anything, I sold on eBay for like $250.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm not a big autograph dude. I mean, I was just there, to buy some. I thought it was cool to meet these guys. Like, George Perez, same thing. I got his autograph on some books, but kind of just sold them off. Sure, there's some other people I met there. I can't remember. Because I went to San Diego before and met like a lot of people out there too.
Did you meet Lin Wayne?
No, I did not.
I did.
Yeah. Did you ever do the amazing one that they had?
We did. I did Las Vegas too.
Okay.
Remember? That's where more stories, but that's where we met Punisher, Mr. Thomas Jane. Yeah.
See, I
Thomas
met him,
Jane's
too,
good. I like
kind of.
that guy.
I kind of met him in San Diego. He was he was messing around with this, like, the things you pull it, like the
Like
little
the zip
helicopter thing.
pulls-
Yeah,
yeah,
he pulled
yeah.
it and it like landed by me, and then so I picked it up and like gave it to him. That's how I met him.
That's how you met him?
Yeah.
Did you guys talk, or you were just like?
No, I was like, here you go. I knew who he was, but like, I don't know, man. I always get like, I don't know what to say to these people, and I don't want to be like weird about it, So
Here's a
I
funny
just gave
story.
it to him, like, cool.
Yeah, real quick. We're at Las Vegas. It's called Amazing Las Vegas Con. And it was really cold in the building, and everyone knows I get cold real easy. So I go outside to go just get in the sun, and there's some dude barefoot outside of the convention center smoking a cigarette, like up against this wall. And I thought he was like a homeless dude just because he didn't have no shoes on, and he's just like smoking this cigarette just kind of like up against the wall. And I'm like looking, and I'm like, that looks like the Punisher. I'm like, no way. So I walk up to him and I'm like, hey, are you Thomas Jane? And he's all, hey, what's up, man?
Did you look at his feet? Were you just?
I was just like, why is he out here with no shoes on? Like, what is happening?
You're all trying to have a conversation.
Yeah, I
and
was
it's
just like, but cool thing about Thomas Jane, he was in the movie. Let's see, I now I'm a fail miserably thinking of the name.
We'll help you out.
Cool. I'll
The
give
Mist.
you guys.
No, sorry.
I was gonna say
I'm trying to guess.
it's I think it's based off of a Stephen King story, but basically
The Mist.
Drew.
No, it's the one. It's the Netflix one where he's in the with the cornfield.
No,
No.
Drew Struzan, he had to take some artist lessons, and he's acting like
It is
he's
The Mist.
painting. It is the
It's
Mist.
the beginning
Mist,
of it,
Yeah,
he's
where
drawn,
he's got
yeah.
the cowboy in the beginning, the
so
dark,
it's The
the
Mist.
Dark Man or whatever it's called.
Yeah, did you know Drew Struzan did all of those
Yeah,
paintings?
yeah.
So Thomas Jane is supposed to be this artist, and he's acting like he's painting. And Drew Struzan spent all this time with them, teaching them the art. And so this all was in the Drew Struzan documentary.
That's
Drew
cool.
Struzan, he goes, Thomas Jane asks him, so how did I do? Because they went to the premiere and watched it. And he's just like, horrible, man. Like, you didn't
Do anything I
take
taught
any
you?
of the things that I told you. Your brushstrokes awful, everything. So
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
yeah, he mentions that in the documentary. So good times.
Drew Struzan, that's what we are trying to think of the other
I
night.
told him, yeah.
Oh, did you? Think
I got
of
it.
You finally
I
got
had
it? Okay.
to.
We're all
I
sitting
had
there
to.
with the blank. We were talking
Yeah.
about this at Phil's house, but we couldn't think
That's
of
so
the
funny.
artist.
About the triptych Star Wars posters and how one artist did them all, and he was the artist of the 80s, and we were like, what is this guy's name? Drew Struzan. He's another good artist too. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
he
not
is.
a comic book artist, but
Oh, he's a pop culture.
Yeah,
dude, though.
pop
He's-
culture.
You know his stuff, and not even like people know it without
Yeah.
knowing he did it. Yeah.
yeah, so good ones.
That's awesome though. These are great stories. I love that. That's
Yeah.
super awesome. Yeah. You got any more?
We'll
Save 'em for next
'em.
time.
Yeah, we'll save
Save
them
'em
for next
another
time.
round?
He has
Yeah,
plenty. Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot.
We'll do a
There's
segment
lot.
story time.
Yeah, there's a lot because I met the Godfather in Las Vegas at the from WWE, the Godfather.
Oh, okay.
Papa Shango.
Yeah, met him at it's a big convention for like the marijuana industry and like all of the things that go with it, but you'll see all kinds of people there. So
Alien Con too, dude, or whatever. Is it Alien Con? This will have to be another time. but
Alien Con? Like for like
yes,
Alien Con, like
Area 51
yeah,
Alien,
yeah,
not like the
like
movie
a
Alien. Oh, okay.
we were at KDIF radio station in South Phoenix, and somebody was like, did you know there's a UFO convention going on
Stop.
at the Civic Plaza? So we
get some
all
aluminum foil.
we
just-
all got the gear. We rushed down there. No joke. We invade the UFO convention.
You're like the only people there. No, I'm just kidding.
No, dude,
I'm just
no.
kidding. I'm joking.
We'll save it for later, but
Yeah.
there was people from Ancient Aliens. There was all kinds of people there, and I end up having to do this interview with Dr. Lynn Kitai, who's the one who has the documentary about the Phoenix Lights.
Oh, okay.
It's on YouTube.
Oh.
You'll see this full interviewing her on YouTube.
And we were smoking a lot of weed because we
Whoa.
had our med cards. Like the med cards just came out in Arizona, and we all had the med cards.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, it was.
But they didn't even pay to get in. They act like they were.
Part of the crew,
that
part
was
of the
whole-
team.
That's the whole story.
Like
for
that
next
band
time.
where
Yeah,
you
we'll
pretend
have
you're
to-
part of the
yeah.
band and you just like walk in the equipment.
It was
a good
we
story.
bum rushed it. No, we bum rushed it. Like we literally just bum rushed it. But we'll tell that story next time.
Native Americans were seeing it in New Mexico,
Yeah.
California, between 7 and 11. At 11 o'clock, one of these mile-wide craft covered Las Vegas, reported by 2 different commercial airline pilots, and they continued
All on the
until
same day?
5:30 the next morning on the 14th.
Wow.
When the
Got any news, or you just want to do some unboxing?
I just have this pre-order that I wanted to show you.
Okay.
Well, this is the Street Fighter one I was gonna
He's
pre.
You
fighting-
could buy
Tall
that
too?
Ryu right there.
No, this
Ryu?
Ryu, he's
Ryu?
what is that?
Oh, 1/6 scale.
He's 1/6 scale, but this is what his body looks like. Well, no, it's
No,
just
come on.
Well, no,
Holy God, what are you showing me? His head. Come on.
they're just showing the muscle and they're showing like how you can see like the veins and everything like that, so that way you could, you know what I mean? Well, no, because you could also.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
You could also take these and you could just remove the head. You know what I mean? You could remove the head
See
and you
the
could
veins in
do.
his butt cheeks.
Yeah.
You see the veins in
But
his
it's
butt
just
cheeks.
look at the silicone. I mean, these are third party. Look at the detail in this thing. You could turn
That
this
is
into
really
any
good.
character you want.
Yeah. True.
You know what I mean? The individual fingers move. There's no silicone. You
What
know
are
what I
those
mean?
running?
This guy's only like 200.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like the
Yeah, I
detail
don't
in
know
this
why you
stuff.
need a 5'2" figure.
Did you get in your Chun-Li Street Fighter?
No,
figure?
that
That
thing's
thing's
not
out for a
until
long time.
no, that thing's not coming out to.
Still pre-order.
It's still pre-order if
Okay,
we're gonna
okay.
get one. Yeah.
I thought you were bringing in a Chun-Li figure for us to check out?
Well, that one when I get it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but that one doesn't come out until like the end of this year. And then there's this one. I don't know if you saw this one. The
Nice,
Hot Toys
Elon
Red
Glory.
Hulk.
That's pretty cool.
I don't look at it. It doesn't
That's
have
pretty
any like. I just love how you can't see the
Yeah.
joints.
That's
You know what I
pretty
mean?
cool.
I
Yeah.
just
Is he
Hot
silicone
Toys.
too?
He is silicone, but this one's actually by Hot Toys. Look at that face.
So Hot Toys getting into silicone.
I know they are. They're trying to do more of like that kind of like realistic where you don't see like the seams.
Yeah.
You don't get to see
Yeah.
because that's the
Look at
next
his
level.
teeth.
Price tags and be wild.
Look at
I
those
don't know.
teeth.
Yeah,
That's wild.
it's
You know what I mean? This is like like not plastic. It's like the I can't remember the type of material that they
Veneer?
put on it. It's something like that where it's like borderline glass. So that's
Yeah.
how they're able to paint it. Look at those his movable eyes. I printed these out so you guys could see like all the stuff that I got hyped about. Look at that. Look at his
Wow.
mouth moves.
That's cool.
He has joints inside that open his mouth. Look at that. And his eyes move. Look at that.
That's
Look at the
cool.
pores. These things are crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's like I don't know, man. The detail on this stuff is just ridiculous.
It is, but it's like, man,
You got to be a real like
yeah, those
collector.
price tags. and
You
be
know what I
wild
mean? The
on it.
price tags are.
And then
you
when they
know what
start
I
hitting
mean?
with those, them fees. and they
Well,
start
this
hitting
one
with
is
the
Hot
tariffs.
Toys. So this one, well, the
But they make
tariffs.
them overseas, dude. Yeah, Hot Toys is sideshow.
Oh, it is
Yes, it
sideshow.
is.
Yeah.
So
So
they gotta pay for that flesh, but that's cool. Yeah,
I just like
That's
the
some cool
detail.
stuff,
yeah.
yeah.
Those are some of the ones that I was looking at.
nice.
But that one, I don't know what you would do with that. I don't know where you would even put that. It's like you know what I mean? It's person size.
It's almost like a museum.
But there are those guys
piece.
like on YouTube where they have like those like
like-
whole house of
yeah,
just
just
like their
built
own
out.
collection. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And they have like those busts that are like life size of like
Yeah.
the T-Rex heads, and I mean if you're into that kind of stuff, this one I probably won't get. I mean, that's a lot of money to spend on that. I just think the ideal is cool. You know what I mean? And they're starting to do like request. You could have like any character that you always just wanted to have like a really cool posable version of it.
Yeah.
I
You
know
what
there's
I
guys
mean?
here that do custom stuff, but
Like this.
yeah, I don't know if it's
Oh.
silicone, but yeah, I'll try to pull up the info for that. I know there is some guys that do that stuff.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this thing right here. What do we know about this? This is the back artwork.
Yep.
What do you know about it? Tell me about it.
I know his name is something that I can't pronounce, like most of the Mythic Legions.
Oh, is his
It's
name-
on
is
the
that his
si-
name right-
it's-
no.
No, it's on the side. It's Agra.
Where is it? Oh, on this side right
Yeah.
here.
Is Arcagore.
Arcagore?
Okay, we'll call him Arcagore.
Well, we're gonna open this bad boy, but earlier we were talking about another dragon figure by this same company. You want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, 4 Horsemen, Mythic Legions, the dragon that everybody's talking about, kind of wild.
The $600 one.
600.
How much is this guy?
After shipping, he's well now he's gonna be out of the box. He'll be like $65.
Oh, okay, that's not
If he was
bad.
sealed, how much?
75.
Is that like the beginning
stuck in?
price?
Oh, he does
Oh,
have
okay.
another one on
There
there.
you
We can
go.
work on that.
You want to pull that stuff out while I'm pulling this out? We can
I
just
got a
do that
blade.
right now.
A few moments later.
Cut this thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want me to cut it?
Yeah.
I thought I cut everything prior. I'm sorry, I didn't see his,
No,
his
you're
back
good.
piece.
One eternity later.
All right,
Yeah.
Daniel, show it up.
I mean, look at this thing. It's pretty cool. It's definitely super heavy. It feels really stiff. Like you might need to like warm it up a little bit like that. Oh wow.
That's his tail. He's a dragon. He has to have a tail.
I'm assuming that you have to disconnect maybe like his hips.
No.
Well, it's got
let's
like a
look at
little
it.
peg, but it's like where would you slide that? Would you just
Oh,
slide it
maybe
underneath there?
over his- yeah, I think maybe just slide it under that thing.
We'll
look.
worry about
I
that
don't know.
later.
Yeah,
but
we'll worry
it's
about
got,
it later.
You know, it's got a little twist. You know, one little twist. It might be able to move up and down. There's, it looks cool. I like the way it looks. Yeah.
Paint job is really good.
Yeah, the detail when it comes to like the scales and
See,
everything.
that's what I was
like
talking
that.
about, jaw articulation.
But they do a good job hiding it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that one is, yeah, but
Let's see how well he can look up. Nope, he doesn't really go up.
he's a dragon. He don't need to look
It's
up.
kind of stiff. You know,
Some of
There's
those you
probably
might have to heat up.
You might have to heat
Or
this
mess
up.
with them a little bit.
But when it's good thing about when they're stiff like that is that they hold poses very long. You know what I mean? Like you could put him in a good position. I kind of feel like he's a little top heavy, but he looks cool. You know?
Let's get that sword in his hand.
Yeah.
It's a great sword.
Oh heck yeah.
This thing is awesome.
Throw it in
Yeah, you
there.
might need another hand, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because this isn't gonna move to open up.
This
to
is
put
his.
in there.
This is his sword.
but the
hand.
big thing for Mythic Legions for people that
Is that
don't
a
know
sword? Nope.
on the Mythic Legions, their big thing is you customize them so you can take parts off of him and put them with another like giant figure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like a dragon, like you could do like.
You can take another larger deluxe figure of Mythic Legions and start popping stuff off and putting it on like all this.
Like
stuff.
at home, like if you have another figure like the same scale
And the
as
smaller
this.
figure, same thing. You like people like kind of bash their stuff and make their own stuff out of it. That's why they like the army builders and stuff like that.
Oh, I do like that. Look
Yeah.
how this back piece is only connected.
And it'll just pop out his back. It just pegs in there. So.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. You know what I mean? It definitely something that you got to like warm up and like play with. But he's got like good range. Look at that. See?
Yeah. Sculpts are great
got a
on them.
little
They've always done
swivel
good
right there.
sculpts. Yeah.
Let's see if he can bend. He doesn't really bend over forward. Kind of bends back.
It is a little bit, but same thing. I think it's you just need to work
Yeah.
it, and that might be restricting it too once you go.
So
down.
I mean, it looks cool. I definitely feel like this is something that would pose really cool, and it has a lot of good detail. And it's, you know, it has like a whole first. Is he part of the first run? Is there?
No, he's a newer one. I can't.
He's a newer one?
I don't remember which one it's from, but
I mean, I do like the way he looks. The soft goods, you know, they feel good. He's got a lot of, you know, points of articulation. He's got ball joints in his ankle. You know, he definitely suggests like warming him up. You know, loosening up these joints and everything like that.
on some of their figures, they will send a thing like to warm up the thing, like as a
Like a warning, like a
Yeah,
little
like-
warning label or
yeah.
something.
to warm up certain things so for it to fit. But this one doesn't have one.
But he does look beautiful.
Oh, he's good.
I
Yeah.
do love the way he looks.
I'm
like
glad
in
to get him out of
detail.
package. I've been kind of eyeballing him. I think it'll be a
Let's
good
see.
display
I'm gonna
piece.
yeah. He does stand on his own. I mean, you know what I mean? For being as heavy as he is on top, his feet are really sturdy.
Even if you're not
Yeah.
a Mythic Legions dude, like it's a cool piece to have. Like,
Look at his
he's a
teeth. Look,
dragon, yeah.
look how his teeth go over those bottom teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good sculpt.
Yeah, I like
nice
that.
sculpt. Yeah.
But you see how it hides those back teeth and it just slides right in there? I do love how the mouth
They
fits up
definitely,
in there nice and snug.
for the most part, put like a lot of thought into like what
No,
they're
they
gonna
do.
with it. Yeah, that's why the price points are a little higher. There you go.
What?
Is that how it works?
I mean,
Yeah, it's like
I think, yeah.
sword flame action.
Yeah.
Is this the hand? Are these the hands you just got to work the fingers a little bit?
Probably.
I wouldn't
yeah,
even try to
just
do
get
it
him.
right now.
Yeah.
We'll just we'll work on that off camera. But
Yeah, but it's super awesome.
yeah.
I mean, I would pick this up. If you want like a, what is it, like an animorph? Is that what they're?
yeah,
Where they're like a
call that
humanized
guy Dragon
animal.
Man. Yeah.
You know, if you're looking for something cool like this, you don't even have to leave him in the Mythic Legends. I feel like you could put this in a Dungeons and Dragons.
That's what I'm saying.
You
yeah.
could put this in almost anything.
It'd
Any
be
kind
cool
of.
on your shelf if you just
Yeah.
have some monsters on there.
You know,
Come buy one though. We got some available at Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop. So come out and buy you some Mythic Legions so I can buy more.
Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the video and watching this super awesome unboxing. This thing looks cool. Take a look at those flame effects that we added on there. It looks awesome. But thanks for checking out the video. Please like and subscribe. Smash that bell notification so you know when another one of these awesome epic videos goes up. And thanks for stopping by. Please come back again next week.